Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about all the things you should expect from the new Marvel Studios show She-Hulk. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the overall tone and feel of the show. So this is going to be primarily a comedy. She-Hulk, as we have seen, will break the fourth wall, much like in the John Byrne one when she did that in the comics. So, the show sounds kind of fun. So far I think it's worked decently, not so much the first episode, but I think the second episode was a lot better. But, so where it really gets crazy here is some of the characters and cameos set up to show up in the show. For those of you who have been following the show, you will know the basic characters and villains, like there's Titania, who is actually connected to Doctor Doom in the comics. I don't know if they're going to do that in the show. There's Frogman, Abomination. There's several other characters that I don't really know the names of that are just kind of like popping up and jumping out of windows in the trailers. There's Wong, there's Hulk, there's lots of cool cameos for people that are going to be in like her office and her taking them to be their lawyer. And of course, lastly, Daredevil, which is probably the coolest one. He will be in several of the episodes and probably appearing in like episodes 4 or 5. A little bit unclear on that, but that's what it seems like. As we've seen him in the trailers, he's got this sick new look with the yellow and like the darker red, kind of like in his first costume back in like the 60s for the comic books. And I think he might actually have like a bit of a romantic arc with Jennifer Walters. Of course, like the fan favorite show, and after his cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home, should be pretty cool to see more of him in the show. So the next really sick character that could be appearing in the show is the son of Hulk, Scar, and it's rumored that the Planet Hulk storyline will be set up at the end of the show. So here's a quick summary of the Planet Hulk / World War Hulk storyline. So Planet Hulk was actually adapted in Ragnarok, with Hulk on Sakaar. He's sent there by the Illuminati in the comics because they deem him too dangerous for Earth, and he actually falls through a portal to Sakaar. He wasn't actually meant to go there, and he gets captured, and they enslave him in the gladiator pits like in Ragnarok, except it was different obviously in the movies because he went there in Age of Ultron. But in the comics, he doesn't actually go with Thor or anything. He gets married, his wife becomes pregnant, and then the ship that he was sent in by the Illuminati actually blows up, killing his wife. And so he believes that the child is dead. So he blames that on the Illuminati, thinking they did it on purpose, and he goes to Earth. And this is where World War Hulk starts, because Planet Hulk ends at that, and World War Hulk starts here. He kills all the Avengers and the Illuminati and the Fantastic Four, everybody. I mean, I won't spoil the ending or anything because it's a really good story and you should read it for yourself. It involves Silver Surfer, and I hope Scar is maybe in a post-credit scene in the last episode, or maybe even in the show a little bit. The rumors only state that he comes in at the end and it sets up World War Hulk, but I'm hoping he's in it more, even though probably not. The next major cameo rumor is none other than The Thing. He's rumored to be played by Jason Segel and was done completely in mocap. And he's set to be secretly communicating with Jennifer Walters about lawyer stuff throughout the show. It says here that he'll fight in episodes 9 and 10, and that there'll be an actual fight scene with Daredevil, She-Hulk, and Thing in the same frame, which would be awesome. And now I know what you're thinking, there's only 9 episodes in She-Hulk, and since they're saying he's in 9 and 10, this couldn't really be true. Well, that's not actually true, because originally the She-Hulk show was written to be 10 episodes, and they cut it to 9 mid-development. So when this was leaked, was probably going to still be 10 episodes. Most of the leaks that are happening for She-Hulk were probably found out a long time ago, and they're just now leaking them. So this isn't really a leak, this is a rumor, and it could be true, it could not be. I wouldn't get your hopes up too high that this will happen, but it's kind of it could happen. And either way, it's kind of just fun to get excited for the possibility of The Thing fighting along Daredevil and She-Hulk, and maybe even like the Hulk. The last character that I want to talk about is actually Johnny Blaze, aka the Ghost Rider. To be completely transparent, there is no rumor or like report on him being in the show. This is purely like an Easter egg in the trailers, because he's like, they're fighting next to a stage in one of the trailers, and there's a little poster that says Johnny Blaze and shows a figure in like all black, and it really like looks like Johnny Blaze, and I think there might even be a motorcycle behind him. So like that confirms that Johnny Blaze is already in the MCU, and that's pretty cool, because Ghost Rider is one of my favorite characters, and I hope it's like only a matter of time before he becomes Ghost Rider and stuff, because I love his origin, and I would love to see like Nightmare and Mephisto connected to like the supernatural elements with like Blade and the Midnight Suns, because that's some of my favorite Marvel stuff, and I'd love to see it soon. Even though Phase 5 was revealed and the only supernatural projects were Agatha, Coven of Chaos, and Blade, I'm hoping that maybe Phase 6 there'll be some really cool like Midnight Suns stuff with Doctor Strange and like Ghost Rider. Although I do hope that the MCU version is Danny Ketch, even though I know a lot of people like Johnny Blaze better. I have always liked Danny Ketch better from the 90s with Mark Texiera drawing him. I'll finish off with giving my overall thoughts on the show so far. The first 2 episodes have been okay. I thought the second one was a lot better than the first one. In the first episode, the editing wasn't very great, and there didn't seem to be a very good flow throughout the whole episode. And a lot of the jokes just weren't really hitting for me. Like, a few of them were, but a lot of them just kind of falling flat. But episode 2 was much better, and the jokes and editing were like way better. And I actually like found myself really enjoying episode 2, so it seems like the reports of it kind of getting better as it moves on are true. And like the Easter eggs in episode 2 were like incredible, like got me really excited. And I will be releasing a video in the next few days explaining all of those Easter eggs, so keep an eye on the channel for that. So from what we've heard, episode 4 is when it really starts like getting really good, so I'm sure that episode 3 will be good, and I'm hoping it's along the same lines as episode 2, because I really enjoyed it. And so yeah, to wrap things up, those are some things you can expect from the show. Daredevil and Scar are very likely. The Thing appearance could happen, could not. And Ghost Rider appearing is very unlikely, but it seems like he is confirmed for the MCU at some point. Well, that is the end of the video. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching, and if you liked it, please consider hitting like, and if you like the content you're seeing on this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe, and that's about it. Peace.